Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. As you guys can see by the title of this video, my day with at least trading today did not go very well. I did a video yesterday. Let me actually show you that very quickly. I made a video yesterday. Let me actually restart this. Let's check it out where we're at. Okay, we're a little bit shy of 289,000 subscribers. So I do appreciate you guys all the love and the support. I uploaded a video about 15 hours ago talking about my top swing trades. I talked about how I saw value in certain stocks. None of them were stock suggestions in any ways. That's something that I repeat in every single video. And one of the positions that I had that I invested in was UWT. I talked about the pattern and why it is that I saw value in it. So before this huge sell-off that it had today, I mean, it dropped nearly 10% today. UWT was showing signs of a potential uptrend pattern. I talked about the pattern that I saw and why it is that I saw value in /CL. Easiest way to put it is, the sell-off that it had was during extended hours. There's not much that I was able to do at that point. Moving on forward, just cutting losses quicker could have been a huge area of opportunity. Something that I wanted to share with you guys that I shared with the people that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit is, first of all, they all got to watch me trade live in the morning as I was going through kind of like, this is pretty much what happened. So this is where it was trading at yesterday. It was showing signs of recovery during extended hours. And I talked to you guys multiple times about it's great if it goes up and down during extended hours, but it's really irrelevant if it doesn't hold and open at that same price point. And that's exactly what happened. /CL was doing amazing last night, and then right as the market opens, it had a sell-off. And it's very unfortunate, but that's what happened. You can see that it was trading in between the middle and bottom VWAP, showing signs of a very strong downward pattern. Ended up hitting lows of $32. So what I ended up doing is, first of all, for those that were all part of Learn, Plan, Profit, I shared my losses with you guys today and my profits, and I also shared it for those that are part of Technical Solutions, right? So this was in the profit section. It showed my overall position on UWT, down a little bit over $2,500, right? And then I was able to close a little bit over $200 on the DWT. Can't speak today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm willing to answer any questions that you guys might have. I really want to focus, if it's okay, I really want to focus on questions that have to do with if you guys are right now getting discouraged. First of all, losing $2,000 is not normal for me, right? The easiest way to put it is, it is part of the game, and it definitely does suck. But you guys have seen me multiple days where I've been able to clear a couple $1,000s profit. I'm also trading with a much larger dollar value than the average person. My position size was about $25,000. It was $28,000, something like that, on UWT. So something that that you guys have to be aware is there's actually this amazing example that someone reached out to me and was like, "Hey Ricky, I came across $35,000, or he inherited $35,000 from something that happened." He was like, "I really want to get started in investing in the stock market. I really want to enroll in your course for Learn, Plan, Profit. What is the first step that you would encourage me to do?" I said, stop before you even invest $1. You need to become familiar if this is a market that you want to invest in. I don't care if you have $100,000, $1 million, or $10 to your name. We have one rule within our group, and it's not investing in patterns or in any market that you don't understand. There's amazing ways on how to get started for free. And the easiest way for me to put it is, just to make it short and simple, is if you're blessed with a large amount of money, that is a huge amount of capital. It's like a resource, right? It's a resource that you can utilize when you have the proper knowledge on how to invest it. If you don't have the proper knowledge on how to invest it, let that be the first thing you try to overcome. And then once you have that handled, then being able to, regardless if it's investing in the stock market, regardless if it's buying and reselling cars, regardless if it's drop shipping, whatever it is, starting your own business, make sure that you understand what it is that you're getting yourself into before you invest money. Just because you have money does not mean that you should invest it. I just want to make sure that that's all clear and simple. So Herbal Gillis is saying Ligma. I think you want to lig my profits, right? I think I said that last time, right?
Yeah, I'm watching that too.
Yeah, but discipline and patience. Yeah, so I'm super discouraged. I literally have only made $30 today. I lost most of it. Okay, DeFront, what is, so my biggest issue with trading UWT is, first of all, I feel like I've been doing a much better job trading patterns that are showing signs of an ongoing uptrend. I've been doing a pretty good job staying consistently profitable. I held something overnight that had a pretty aggressive sell-off, and you're going to run into that from time to time. Something I could have done better is I could have cut losses right away after it broke below $34. Something I easily could have done. I didn't. Area of opportunity for myself. Something that I would really, like if I were to just get started and I'm really experiencing, so like the Fonz 29, I'm not too sure if this is something that you are encountering yourself, but a lot of newer traders focus on a lot lower cap stocks. They also invest based on other people's opinion and not in what they really understand. I made a video with Nick Polendino. I want to give him a huge shout out. He's still invested in PayPal. PayPal has been showing signs of an ongoing uptrend pattern on the 180-day chart, and he called it out since it was at like $85 and stuff like that. It pushed up to highs of 87. I was going back and forth with him over text message, and he's very confident with that pattern because it's still showing signs of an uptrend pattern. My biggest area of opportunity for new traders is to trade quality patterns. If you do not know or understand what you are investing in, that's a huge area of opportunity. Like the biggest thing is like even investing in quality patterns, you guys have to understand, like just think about all the people that were invested in Facebook, right? They were investing in a quality pattern, right? It was showing signs of an uptrend. I don't personally like holding during earnings, but a majority of them, I'm sure have no issue with it. Had a huge sell-off. It's an uncontrollable amount of money that was lost due to it being traded during extended hours. And that is something that you cannot control. So like today when the market opened and it showed that I was down over $1,000, I get upset with myself because it's like, could I have done anything to avoid this? And first of all, I could have been a little bit more patient with my entry, so an area of opportunity. But realistically, it sold off so aggressively during extended hours that it's just a risk that I took, and I have to own up to that. And you guys have to see what it is that you are doing that you could have done, if there is anything, to have avoided that mistake. If something happens of a certain news or negative catalyst, happens that pushes whatever it is that you are investing in down, and there's no way that you could have prepared for that. Everything that is like all your indicators, the patterns, the technical analysis was going according to plan. You have to understand that that is part of the game. But the biggest thing is risk management, knowing when to cut losses quick. And again, that's a huge area of opportunity for a lot of traders, as myself, right? I need to cut losses a little bit quicker, and it's something that we're working on every single day. So, yeah. So I want to answer any questions that you guys might have about. So we answered that one, and so that just goes to show that even pros take losses. Be aware. Oh, appreciate that, Sergio. Thank you. For anyone asking to buy and sell paper trading, yeah, 100%. Luis, I appreciate you assisting the newer traders. So to start paper trading if you're just getting started. So I agree, but I work all day, 8 to 4:30. I could have absolutely won today around 9 p.m. That would, okay, so it sounds like, and this might be something where a lot of you guys, this was kind of like me on my trip back from California to Arizona. When your certain lifestyle, due to either you being a student, you having a full-time job, not allowing you to fully, trade certain patterns because they're a little bit too volatile for your specific lifestyle. So again, two things: too volatile for your specific lifestyle. So if you still want to invest, right, and knowingly that you are going to be investing when you're at work, so you're not going to be as accessible, something that would make sense, wouldn't it make sense to trade then less volatile patterns, to invest in patterns that are a little bit more consistent, are not as aggressive, at least so you can take advantage of those set opportunities? You see how we can kind of transition that approach? So focus less on aggressive patterns and focus more on more consistent, ascending uptrend patterns, or something that you see more value in that is more consistent, so you don't have to worry in the back of your mind that something is selling off. It's very important also to set your alerts for both, or follow with OCO brackets. If you guys aren't aware with what OCO brackets are, feel free to call a TD Ameritrade rep and they could explain it to you. That's an amazing thing for a lot of people that do have full-time jobs to be able to utilize if you have the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. So Ricky, I was wondering if you ever used the app, Webull app. I have not. No, I've heard of it, but I've never used it myself. Made $38 on CCS and CC paper trading. Appreciate that, David. That's amazing. Yep, Kenny Wilson, I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. So this is a pretty good question. So how do you go about bouncing back after a huge loss the next day without being too aggressive or greedy? And this is, Sergio, that's an amazing question, and that's where I'm going to end it. So I showed you guys my losses, right? I talked about what I could have done better. I answered a couple questions, and this is where I'm going to end it. So my biggest thing is when people see, even myself, like I'm not going to try to like put myself in a throne. When I see a $2,500 loss, trust me, it freaking sucks. No question about it. I don't care if you're making, $100 million a year. If you have an amount of loss of $2,500 that could have been controlled, it sucks because I could have done something to potentially avoid that, right? Very, very slightly. The biggest thing is I'm trading with a dollar amount, $20,000 to $30,000 that I'm putting a certain money at a dollar value at risk that my potential for profit, my dollar return can be that much greater. That's why I have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 days, right? When I post my profits and I make $1,000, right? Like you guys are not so surprised that I make $1,000. Can you guys all answer that? Are you guys so surprised that I've had $1,000 days? No, because a lot of you know with what it is that I'm trading with, and it takes about 3.3% on average to make that $1,000, right? So it's not that surprising. And that is why I've tried to put such a huge focus in percentage growth. Like when I talk about what's my weekly percentage growth goal, I'm very open about it, 10 to 15%. I'm not trying to put myself in any throne. I'm open about talking about how much it is that I trade. I'm open to talk about, my position sizes. That's never something that I've closed off, right? I post my profits and my losses just to motivate you guys, but I know a lot of you guys are starting with $1,000. So the whole point of this is, how do you not discourage yourself by a huge loss? It's by understanding that I'm investing a dollar value. So I'm putting a certain dollar value at risk, so the $20,000 to $25,000, that even if I do lose, let's say 10%, kind of like I did today, yes, it does suck, but it's not going to devastate me. And you do not want to invest a dollar value, especially as you're just getting started, that will 100% discourage you. So if you have $1,000 to your name, and that is everything that you've worked so hard for, is it going to be the smartest thing to invest $1,000 into a market that is so risky, like the stock market? No. And that is why we always encourage you to start paper trading. Another great example would be, I also have a series of different sources of income. So I actually want to give a huge shout out to Caleb and Justin. I don't know, for those that follow me on Instagram, I posted a car. It was a Toyota Camry that they picked it up for $3,100. They literally sold it less than 12 hours later. What time did they come home? Super late.
Yeah, really.
8 or 12. I guess a little bit over 12 hours. A little bit over 12 hours. They sold a car for what? $4,600. $1,500 profit in what is that? Let's just say 20 hours, regardless of what it is. Let's say in one day, $1,500 profit. An amazing thing of what it is that we've been able to do is just be realistic with yourself. And this is something when people ask me, I try to be as open as I can. And I talk about me having different sources of income. I've talked about my real estate. I've talked about, the different companies that we have. I don't teach on the different, other companies. And I talk about my trading income. I talk about the income that I've made also with buying and reselling cars. I talk about that I have different sources of income. So although I had a really bad day, right, when it comes down to trading, I have other sources of income that alleviate that. And that is the easiest way to put it. So my biggest area of opportunity for someone that is an entrepreneur and investor like yourself, you guys are not watching this video because it's entertaining, maybe, but reality, no. You are watching this video because you are motivated to find a different way on how to make money, right? You are watching this video because you want to learn about a new market. So what I would encourage you to do is to understand that there are ways on how to get started in the stock market by not risking one penny. You can learn from YouTube videos. You don't even have to learn from my YouTube videos. You can get started for free, right? Once you've proven to yourself that you can grow your account, then obviously you want to maybe, surround yourself with people that are a little bit more motivated or a little bit more consistently profitable. And that's why we offer different options. We offer the Learn Plan Profit course, and we offer Technical Solutions. Guess what? Those are not your only options. Search the web, right? There's so many different options out there. The biggest thing is, the reason that I'm super pumped to trade again tomorrow because first of all, I re-entered UWT. I told all the people within Learn Plan Profit that I think it did sell off, but I do think it shows reversal potential. And that is something that I see value in. And although I'm down, the $2,500 today, I know that I can make it back in maybe 1 or 2 days. And it's because me not being so focused on the dollar value that I lost, but focusing on the percentage gain that I have to recover. In about 1 week, I will be right back at it. And it's putting it into perspective. So do not trade with a dollar amount that is going to discourage you. Number one step. Also, do not start investing if you do not understand what it is that you're doing. And the last thing is, it kind of goes hand in hand, but it's just making sure that whatever it is, it's just understanding that like if you take a loss, it should be a dollar amount that you're risking. So you should have like a max dollar loss or max dollar, max like dollar loss altogether that you are willing to risk, that after it hits that certain dollar value that you might want to step away for the day, right? Because too much emotions are going to be caught into place. Because if you can control, so again, me $2,500 today, right? I know that within 1 week, the $2,500 is going to be most likely, let's hope, irrelevant because of how I've been able to consistently grow my account. So I know it's just going to take maybe a couple days for me to be able to recover that. And as long as I continue to have it, I have that mindset because I've been doing this for quite some time. And I'm here to remind you, if you've taken a big loss, I would focus on the first 2 points first. Don't invest based on other people's opinion. Make sure that you understand what you're investing in and start paper trading. The last thing is control how much money it is that you invest and just make sure that you understand that whatever it is that you lose today, as long as it's controlled, there's always opportunity as long as you understand what you're doing to recover it in the near future, right? If this is a market, as long as this is a market that you're motivated by, as long as this is a market in which you understand or are willing to put in effort to understand, then I think, again, the $2,500 is a very small price to pay for the huge days that we've had. We've had days where we clear over $3,000, $4,000, and it's been amazing, right? But it's, again, with the general understanding that you know that you are going to encounter bad days. Trust me, these days absolutely suck. You want to know what's worse, what I almost hate more than these red days? Leg day. And the guys just told me that I have to go do leg day today at the gym. So if you guys have ever seen me, I'm 6'5". My legs are not very big. So you guys can only imagine that is not a huge, what's it called? Like strong area for me. Ishmael is saying, let's go. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to remind you guys that, I think that was a great question. It's like, how do you overcome these like really bad red days? I think just putting it into perspective that it's all part of the game, and that's very easier said than done, but to also understand that prove it to yourself that you can continuously grow your account and you'll be able to overcome these days like no other, because I know in a couple days I'll be able to recover it. So I freaking love these comments. Rick's jokes are always so awkward. I know. I'm so bad. So okay. Yeah. So I want to thank you guys again so much for your time and for absolutely everything it is that you guys do. It looks like, yeah, I had so many people yesterday comment on my intro to, I think, last night's video that it was super cringy because I was like, I don't know what I said. It was very awkward, and I'm sorry if I make you guys uncomfortable. That's just kind of how I am. But I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day. I know, at least I hope your day is going better than mine. Hopefully you guys don't have to do leg day. If you guys do, send me you guys can add me on Instagram. Send me a direct message, and I'll post. I'll see how many of you guys I can post on my story. So just wanted to thank you guys again for absolutely killing it. We had an amazing amount of people within today's for Learn Plan Profits group that did amazing. For those that were trading like PayPal, for those that were trading, what was the other one that did really well? Oh, you guys. So I just want to congratulate each and every single one of you because of you investing in patterns in which you understand, and that's what makes us great. Invest in what you understand, not what other people tell you, and have fun with what it is that you're doing every single day. So If you guys want to reach out to me, you guys can direct message me within TechBit Solutions or the Learn Plan Profit group chat. Again, all the links are down below. The first link, that's our Learn Plan Profit lesson library. That's if you want to get to watch me trade live every single day and work with me on a closer basis. Invest 30 seconds, check that out. And then also we have that free Facebook group, TechBit Solutions, of over 130,000 members. Feel free to click that third link in the description to join the free trading group. So thank you guys again. If you guys can give the video a thumbs up, we'd greatly appreciate it. Have fun with whatever it is that you do today, and make sure that you guys make someone smile today. Take